Welcome back to another episode of the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast, where we dive deep into the transformative power of food and lifestyle choices. It's your healthy habits and lifestyle coach, Jovonnie, and I help those with endometriosis and polycystic ovary syndrome reduce chronic pain, eliminate stress, and minimize irregular or heavy periods. And I got a solo episode for you, but it's going to be jam-packed with value. But before we dive into this episode, y'all already know what time it is. Vibe with me, y'all. Welcome to the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast. Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast. I am so happy that you came to tune into the episode so you could learn and grow. So here we go, y'all. Imagine waking up each and every day with less pain, more energy, and a renewed zest for life. Yeah, sounds magical, huh? Well, it's not just a dream. It's possible, and I'm here to show you how. What do you mean pain? What do you mean not having the energy? Y'all, I was diagnosed with endometriosis, stage 4 endometriosis, March of 2020. During that surgery, they also found adenomyosis on the left side of my pelvic area. Few months before, going through the journey of trying to figure out what was going on inside of my body, PCOS, facial hair, irregular periods. I was diagnosed with that. And when they were in surgery, they found 2 small fibroids. Had no idea I even had any fibroids in my uterus. So some of the symptoms I was dealing with prior to this surgery of getting a diagnosis: lack of energy, tired all the time, debilitating pain. I had 2 horrible episodes of just chronic pain that about took me out. Once I just could not get comfortable in my bed. I was crunked up, just balled up on the floor in the bathroom on a cold floor. When I was driving the second time, that was in April of 2019. In August of 2019, I was driving to a professional development at a school, and the pain hit me again. And when it hit me on my right side, and I swerved into the next lane beside me because I just got weak and I couldn't maintain the strength to keep my car in control and in alignment in the lane. And I swerved right in front of an 18-wheeler, and I got back over in just the nick of time. And that day, I was told by my nurse practitioner to go to the ER for imagery. And when they did the CT scan and did all the things, they saw a large cyst on my right ovary. Remember I said I felt that in my right pain? That cyst had ruptured. It was a pretty large cyst. They wanted to keep me or hospitalize me, admit me into the hospital. I was like, I'll make an appointment with my OBGYN and I will take it from there. And I'll be serious about it. I had no idea what was going on with my body. At this time of my life, I lived a pescatarian type of lifestyle. I had already stopped eating chicken, beef, pork, but seafood was the only meat source that I was consuming at the time. And so during that time frame, I also experienced a high level of stress on my job, stress at home in my relationship at the time. And I believe that high stress exacerbated what was going on inside of my body in a way that my body was saying, hey, you got a lot going on that you're not processing and you're not managing. And we're about to show you how bad it is. And so March 2020, right before the pandemic, I had surgery and they found stage 4 endometriosis. Cysts were all over multiple organs. Fallopian tubes were attached. It was on my bowels. And even when it came to having bowel movements, painful bowels, just to the point where I'm like doing deep breathing and holding on to the side of the walls when my period would come on, having bowel movements. And sometimes not even when my period was on, having horrible bowel movements. And so I really felt that it was time for a change. And one of my sorority sisters, who's also an OBGYN, said that diet could help. Changing my dietary habits could benefit me. It wouldn't be a cure to endometriosis or polycystic ovary syndrome or to fibroids or adenomyosis, but it could help. And so that's where I started to really understand the impact that food plays in your life. And the real transformation happened when I went plant-based. And that plant-based lifestyle leads me to where I am today on a raw foods journey. But it hasn't just been a change in my lifestyle. It's kind of been a revolution. And so recent studies like those from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have shown that diets and healthy habits that are high in fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, they basically are the pillars of an anti-inflammatory lifestyle and can significantly reduce the markers of inflammation in the body. Inflammation. Why are you talking about inflammation, Jovonnie? Inflammation is the root cause of many chronic illnesses and conditions. And so when I did a little research on endometriosis and polycystic ovary syndrome, I saw a lot of the root causes was in inflammation. And some of those inflammatory lifestyle habits are those that consume dairy, those high in fat, sugar, processed foods. And some of those foods I absolutely enjoyed, especially the sugary foods, fried foods. And when I realized a lot of those foods that I enjoyed were causing problems, I was like, how am I going to make this shift? How am I going to really embrace these fruits and vegetables and still maintain this vibrant foodie personality that I love about my life? And so having endometriosis and polycystic ovary syndrome and being able to know that there were 2 fibroids and adenomyosis on the left side, I was just like, these conditions I shouldn't take lightly, but I won't let them define me or stop me from dreaming big or having me in any type of chronic pain, continuing to have irregular periods, and allowing stress to control my well-being. And so now adopting a new lifestyle isn't without its challenges. It's not easy, but there's a world of temptation out there, i.e. the place that I love to go get French fries is now my favorite place to get cucumbers and guacamole. It's convenient. It's on the go. Had I not challenged myself to embrace food that was good for me and good to me, I probably would still be going there to get French fries instead of ordering guacamole and cucumbers, which I absolutely enjoy, like the way my body feels after, and I find it hydrating. But then there's the biggest hurdle about actually changing your habits that we've lived for years. I used to love fried chicken. I used to love good Southern sweet tea. I used to like marble cake with the chocolate and cream cheese frosting mixed on top of the cake. Just thinking about it makes my mouth water. I used to like Rice Krispie treats, Fruity Pebbles, and all of that is just mostly sugar. But here's the kicker. All right. The surprise that many find hard to believe until they experience it is switching to an anti-inflammatory lifestyle can actually reverse symptoms. Yes, reverse symptoms. It's not a cure, but it can actually reverse symptoms. So in my case, after months of being on a plant-based lifestyle, I started back in January 2023. At the end of January 2023, I got a Nama J2 juicer for my household. My mom was experiencing different health changes, and I believe some of those were stress induced. Also, she's going through menopause. But it was kind of scary for me because as a nurse, when a nurse is alarmed about their health conditions and going to the emergency room in December, and then in January, it was like, Ma, we need some changes. We need to start thinking of some other changes. And she was watching a lot of YouTube channels and came across juicing and how juicing was very helpful and supportive with its health benefits. And so I got us a juicer and we started juicing. Juice with the fours. Hey, juice with the fours. Hey. And so if you look at that hashtag of juice with the fours, you can see that journey me and my mom started taking with starting to juice. And so we started getting in these different juice combinations. We started feeling really good. And once I started juicing, I went ahead and took out the salmon, the seafood. I took out any remaining dairy. At that time, it was eggs still. Oh, eggs. I used to love some good eggs, fried eggs, scrambled eggs, boiled eggs, an egg sandwich, eggs in pasta salad, eggs just by itself. I absolutely deviled eggs. I just loved eggs. And so eggs and seafood were the last two things that I took out right before I really embraced a plant-based lifestyle. Embracing that plant-based lifestyle, my period became a regular thing for me. The pain that I normally would feel prior to my period coming on decreased tremendously. So now my period is regulated. My pain has decreased and my mood is starting to see a shift because I don't know about you, but when you have a hormonal imbalance, which polycystic ovary syndrome kind of relates to, it's something that you want people to give you grace for, but in the moment it's just kind of who you are, right? And so I wanted to control that because my loved ones, my students, people don't deserve that type of energy. And I wanted to better control my mood. And so I started seeing a shift in that, being on this plant-based journey. And so I then moved into a raw type of challenge. And it started with a 3-day raw challenge back in March. And I think I'm now approaching day 60 raw. And when I tell you my energy levels are out of this world, I am probably more vibrant than my middle schoolers I teach. Everyone absolutely loves my energy no matter where I am, where I go. I love that my energy is upbeat and excited and people like to be around. My menstrual cycles are regular. My pain barely even exist anymore. And because I'm on this raw journey and challenge, and I know how important stress management is, I am really getting great at shifting my thoughts, my negative thoughts, and really building up resilience and learning how to really let things go. Talk things out, get a better understanding, and truly let things go. And so I believe that in my case, I've noticed a dramatic decrease in my symptoms. And I love the fact that I have more energy. I love having less pain. And honestly, I really feel like I'm evolving into a whole new person. And what is beautiful about the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast is the fact that I created it so that multiple people can share their journeys of strength. And we can hear from specialists and professionals and those who have helped and supported within the healing journey of those with endometriosis, polycystic ovary syndrome, fibroids, adenomyosis. And I wanted to be visible and vocal with my journey because I'm doing my journey for me. It's my healing, it's my journey. And I wanted to empower other people to really hone in on the control and power that they have to be intentional about their journey. And so when I thought about everything that I was going through, I realized that I had not just it wasn't a miraculous turnaround. It wasn't luck. It was a strategic approach to using what I call the M to the third degree healing empowerment formula. And that M to the third degree healing empowerment formula is mindset, it's mindful eating, and it's movement. Mindset got me ready to embrace change. It was my thoughts, my feelings, and beliefs of who I am and what I knew I deserved in this thing called life, despite being diagnosed with those conditions. And it was, what did I want out of life, and how was I going to go after and get it and live life to the fullest? Because pain is not normal, and I don't deserve to live a life filled with pain and flare-ups. Mindful eating. I wanted to choose foods that love me back. I wanted to choose foods that was going to help me heal. When I was diagnosed with stage 4 endometriosis and I woke up after 4 hours of an excision surgery and he told me everything that was going on in my body, I didn't like it. It didn't sit well with me because I wasn't aware of what was going on inside of my body. I thought I was good. I thought I was healthy. And when I realized that all of those things were going on in my body that I couldn't see, I started being more intentional about what I could see that I was putting in my body and on my body. And that allowed me to be more mindful with my eating habits and choices. And then movement, y'all. I absolutely love a good walk. And I have challenged myself a few months. 1 month of September, I challenged myself to 100 miles in September, and it was great. My PCOS symptoms, my polycystic ovarian symptoms, my facial hair decreased tremendously. I could really feel a good boost and my hormones really leveling out by the walking so many miles with my golden doodle Spencer. Those mindful walks, it just felt absolutely amazing. Every single day I went on a walk, it felt good. And I'm a dancer naturally. And so the gym doesn't call my name. And so I really had to find a form of movement that I enjoyed and that I was ready to embrace that made me feel like it was simple just to do it. And now when I think about movement, I think about movement as a ritual for myself. It's not a task. It's not something that I have to do. It's something that I should do because the more I move, the more I heal. The more I move, the more I feel good. The more I move, I allow my body and my mind to connect and my well-being to kind of keep me going. And I love the fact that I can move, and it's showing me that I can appreciate movement for just what it is, movement. And so it's these things, the M to the third degree formula, that I noticed with this anti-inflammatory lifestyle that everyone should embrace. And if everyone embraced it, they would probably feel a whole lot better. So I just really want you to know that embracing an anti-inflammatory lifestyle isn't just about dealing with chronic conditions. It's about unlocking a vibrant, joyful life, one that you absolutely deserve. It's a journey of empowerment through plates that nourish and lifestyles that flourish. And speaking of nourish and flourish, me and my mom co-host the Nourish and Flourish Vibes mukbang. That's also a part of this Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast. It's only a visual version because we're showing you the different meals that we eat and we're having good conversation. And so it's about good food, good living. And so I just want you to make sure that you have an empowered plate for your empowered life and that you're nourishing and flourishing through life. And so if this resonates with you and you're ready to take control of your health, I want you to go ahead and click the link in the description of this video and download your anti-inflammatory guide. It is absolutely free. It's packed with tips, 5 juice and smoothie recipes, and real life strategies and thought processes for you to go ahead and start considering what healthy habits can you start adopting? And I want you to go with something that is sustainable. So if you say, you know what, I can start my day off with a juice or a smoothie, that's where you start with your anti-inflammatory lifestyle. If you say, I know that I should get about 7 to 9 hours of sleep because sleep hygiene is important, I want you to start considering, what does it look like for you to make sure you get at least 7 hours of sleep in a day. And so in that anti-inflammatory guide, I'm talking mindset, I'm talking mindful eating, I'm talking movement and those benefits. And so I really want you to understand how important it is for you to feel good, for you to live a vibrant life, but most importantly, for you to decrease the inflammation in your life. So the chronic conditions, the chronic pain, the symptoms can find someplace else to go outside of your life, because you don't deserve it. I want you to choose love. And choosing love means to make choices that are rooting in love and caring for you. So get that anti-inflammatory guide that's in the description of the video. I don't want you to live without it. I don't want you to live without it. I want you to get started. And it's absolutely free. So click the link and keep vibing with me, y'all. So thank you for vibing with me today on the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast. Remember, every plate or bowl or cup is a new opportunity to empower your life. Until next time, keep making those vibrant choices, because you deserve nothing less. And if you're saying, you know what, I've tried this by myself several times and I need some support, it's your Healthy Habits and Lifestyle Coach, Jovonnie. I got you. Click the other link in the description of this video. Fill out the application and let's talk. Let's see how I can better help you with the goals that you have for yourself to be able to live the dreams that you have envisioned for you. Because I'm here to help, because I'm on my healing journey as well. And I believe that being on a healing journey is intentional and it's no set destination. It's just being your best self, your most vibrant self, but first and foremost, loving yourself and knowing that you deserve a life that is not filled with pain, stress, or any irregularities when it comes to your body's functions. I love you. Thank you for vibing with me, y'all. Be easy.